Hi, we're here at the American Association of Christian Counselors World Conference, and it's not normal for my brother from another mother and I to be together. This is Lieutenant Colonel Ken Koons of our sister ministry, Armed Forces Mission, and I'm Chaplain Ken Schlenker of Care Force and the Director of Chaplaincy for Grace School of Theology. So you want to say hi?
Hey there, everybody. It's good to see you. And this is my brother, and I appreciate what he's doing in the area of theological work and crisis intervention. So thank you.
Yeah, you know, this is really impromptu, not rehearsed, but Ken and I were just talking. As you know, both of us are very involved with trying to do something about the tremendous issue of suicide that's going around our country. From our youth to our adults and our military and our first responders. You know, the last statistics from the CDC for 2017 had from ages 10 to 34 suicide as the second highest cause of death in the United States, and from age 35 to 54 it's the third, and overall it is the 10th highest cause of death. Karen Solomon with Blue Help, shout out to her. The last statistic I saw, we're already at 167 suicides nationally for law enforcement, which is what we ended up with last year, versus I think, according to ODMP, Officer Down Memorial, about 86 line of duty deaths. It's 2-to-1 ratio. And Ken, what is it in the military?
Well, the military is still high. I was just left a unit last year. The 80th Training Command. When I got there 3 years ago, the suicide rate was actually 575% higher than the general public. Had a great suicide prevention program manager that was there full-time working with them, and I was working with them a lot. And we were able to reduce it down to about 200% higher, but that's still double what it should be. And my goal, I know your goal, is actually the eradication of suicide. And we've seen that. We've seen that in a brigade unit that I was in 5 years ago. For 5 solid years, soldiers in 10 states, we sustained 0 suicides. We've seen that in a school system in my hometown, just south of Atlanta. 0 suicides for the past 5 years. And so I say everywhere I go, train people, save people, and intervention saves lives. And so the more people we can train, the more lives are going to be saved.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had the privilege of working as the training director or training chair for the Montgomery County Behavioral Health and Suicide Prevention Task Force. Montgomery County in Texas has the highest teen suicide rate in the state of Texas. And privilege and honor to work with Cassidy Joint for Hope, with Kim Hess, whose daughter Cassidy died by hanging at age 16 in the school system. And they created the foundation to develop peer support-led school kids looking out for one another. We've been able to train up to 75 people now in something called Safe Talk, which is a program that simply helps people not to dismiss, or avoid the issue of suicide, and actually use the word suicide in a sentence because of the stigma that exists with behavioral health issues. Suicide grows in isolation and darkness, and we need to expose that, and we need to train up our youth. And you know, our military, our first responders, and our community. I don't know about you, but I talk a lot about, once a year you need to get a physical checkup.
Right.
How often do we get a mental health checkup?
Right, that's right.
And there's people all around us, they're hurting, they're in pain, they're in crisis, but you would never know it looking at them.
One of the things I would say with kids, because I told you a moment ago, I just finished up a day with 5th graders that had experienced a loss, and they talk about loyalty as friends. What does loyalty really mean? And I shared with them, loyalty does not mean I keep secrets. It means I keep safe.
Right.
And so many kids think, well, I'm going to tell you something, Ken, but you can't tell anybody.
Right.
And then they're stuck because they think they're a good friend, and they're going to be loyal.
Yeah.
Loyalty does not mean I keep secrets. It means I keep safe.
Yeah. And when we look at the issue of suicide, it's many faceted. It's not just one thing that occurs. And people are walking all around you that are in pain. and they get so compromised that they think the only way to get rid of their pain is to take their life. But what we need to have is a community that's suicide alert, that's ready, willing, and able to be suicide lifeguards. I mean, think about it, a lifeguard that stands on the shores of a bank of an ocean or something are trained on how to safely enter the water and safely bring people back that are drowning. And what we want is everyone to be a trained lifeguard to prevent this awful, terrible tragedy that happens in the field.
That's right.
So, you know, Ken and I are standing with you wherever we are. We're all across the country, but our emphasis is to come alongside of you, our organizations, and to assist in order to save lives. So you can make a difference. It really does just take one person, doesn't it?
That's right.
So thank you. And if you're down here in Nashville, you know, please come and visit us at booth 700 at Grace School of Theology's booth, Care Force, and Grace Center for Spiritual Development. And we just so appreciate it. And Ken, thank you. I know this was totally unplanned.
Good to see you, though, always. So we're moving in the right direction.
Absolutely. So take care and many blessings.
Take care.
Good job.